My boy Tetsutetsu doing Leeroy Jenkins! So yeah, sorry if my impressions wasn't spot on, but that's pretty much what Tetsutetsu's doing. That man is literally charging in straight to Todoroki. That's not bright. That's not bright. That's definitely not the brightest move we have seen so far in this this mock battle between A and B. But yeah, just before I begin and talk about this chapter, next week, My Hero Academia will be on break. It's taking a brief hiatus. That's what's stated at the end of the chapter. Now, I truly believe the reason why we're getting a hiatus is because it has something to do with these very short chapters. If you look at the page count for this chapter, it's only 12 pages. That's not much. Normally, chapters around 16 to 18 pages, sometimes 20, but it's incredibly short for My Hero Academia, from what we are used to. And for the past couple weeks now, My Hero Academia has been having very short chapters. I talked about this a couple weeks back, but it seems like it is definitely becoming a problem at this point. I think Horikoshi has sensed something, or something's going on that we are unaware of, but whatever the case may be, I believe the reason why we're getting a hiatus next week has something to do with the lack of pages we have been getting. The art quality within these recent chapters have not been bad by any means. They've actually, in a lot of ways, the art and background and all that has been a lot better than it has ever been. It's been very high quality. But I feel like there's something else going on. Yes, Horikoshi apparently did lose an assistant or whatever, but it's concerning that after all of these weeks, so many weeks, and after being, having such a popular manga series, and all the sales it's gotten, maybe Weekly Shonen Jump would have gotten the man an assistant already. But apparently, he hasn't or something. I don't really know. But the chapters have been very short. And I really hope it's not something to do with Horikoshi's health. Because when it comes to mangaka, that's a big thing. That's one of the most concerning things when it comes to writers of manga, is because they typically have health problems. They overwork themselves to the point to where they literally drop and they can't do any more. It's the whole reason why Togashi, the writer of Hunter x Hunter, has to take so many breaks, is because he has back issues. Now, I know the memes, people say he likes to play Dragon Quest, fine, but let's be real here. Being a mangaka isn't as easy as it looks. Oda has talked about his schedule many times and says that the man barely gets any sleep, he works all the time, and Weekly Shonen Jump literally forces Oda to take a break every few weeks because of how crazy his schedule is. And I'm assuming this schedule is like almost every single manga schedule, at least in Weekly Shonen Jump. The only reason why Oda gets special privileges is because his series is so popular, and he literally is like the bread and butter of Weekly Shonen Jump. He brings in the money, so they can't afford to have the man killing over and dying, so obviously they're going to let the man off for a week. But to the main point here, though, I just hope whatever is going on, and the reason why these chapters have been incredibly short, isn't something too serious. I really hope it isn't, because Horikoshi is a man that's very passionate about his series. It's clear as day. He's passionate about My Hero Academia, and he loves manga, and he's put a lot of time and effort into this series, and he is at the point in his game for making My Hero Academia to where it's at its greatest. I mean, he's had 3 great anime seasons behind him now. He has a 4th season that is coming. He's had a great movie that's in the top 10 best-selling anime movies in the United States. It's selling like, cupcakes and cake in Japan right now. It's doing pretty good. So, I don't think it's because My Hero Academia is losing popularity. I just feel like there's something more going on. Tetsutetsu, charging in towards Todoroki. It's not bright. And the reason why it's not bright at all is because, if I am correct, I'm no genius or anything, but steel is a pretty good conductor. Like, it can really gain a lot of heat quickly. It can melt, too. And I feel like because of how hot Todoroki can get and use his fire side, he would probably tear Tetsutetsu apart. I don't care how hard you are, how tough your skin is, it's not going to stop, fire from melting you. And if he gets anywhere near as hot as how Endeavor can be, and apparently we see a flashback of Endeavor in this chapter, that Todoroki is one of the only people that can achieve the ultimate technique that Endeavor has, which I'm assuming is Prominence Burn, which we saw him use against High End in the previous arc, which is pretty much the concentration of firepower to where it literally creates a laser that can melt through anything. We saw Endeavor use that. So if Todoroki can use that, then I highly doubt something like Tetsutetsu with his still ability is going to be able to stop anything at all. So yeah, the man charging in, he's about to get wrecked. I feel like he's about to learn a valuable lesson very similar to what Kirishima has had to learn very recently. And I feel like Tetsutetsu is about to learn that. He's about to probably endanger his entire team by rushing through. And let me explain why it's so dangerous. It's not just the fact that he's going in and endangering himself. He's also giving the location up to where he's at. If you look at the end of the chapter, when Todoroki and everybody's looking over into the sky, you see like the broken memes and stuff flying in the sky, which shows where Tetsutetsu is, as he's breaking through, you know, the entire facility. So he's giving away his location. He's making a lot of noise. There's no way that they're going to be able to do a surprise attack. So Todoroki, because of how far-ranged he is, he probably can just start shooting fire and ice all over the place and just completely stall everyone that's coming near him. He's a really good AoE fighter. You cannot get near Todoroki. He is that strong. He's easily one of the strongest characters a part of UA, especially with the way his quirk works. And if he can learn something like Endeavor, Prominence Burn, and actually use it and probably amplify it and make it a lot stronger with his ice side, I can't imagine his possibilities. So the point is Tetsutetsu, he's about to get wrecked the hard way, because this isn't like a typical shonen where charging in like a brute is going to get you anywhere. It's not. We know tactics and matchups matter the most in this series, and Tetsutetsu walking in like that, he's going into a beehive and about to get stung really hard. Now, looking at all the others, too, a part of Tetsutetsu's team, we don't really know a whole lot about all of them. Like, Pony Girl, we don't know much about her, besides knowing her court name is, like, Horn Cannon or whatever. We don't really know anything else. And we can assume it has something to do with physical moves, because we have seen to where she is charged in with her horn, kind of like, you know, rushing at someone like a bull or something, and we can assume it has something to do with her horn. Maybe she can shoot lasers out of it, I have no idea. But the point is that I'm assuming all of them there are pretty much like physical fighters, up close and personal, which puts them at a very big disadvantage with Todoroki. Because Todoroki alone is a really good CC'er, controller. He can control the battlefield like it's nothing, because of how his fire and ice work. And then when you have someone like Ida that's around and all that, that can also be able to move very quickly and be a frontline fighter, then, I mean, that really just complicates the entire fight. And Shoji being there, so, I mean, when you look at, you know, everything that's happening towards Class B, everything is being stacked against them. There's just, like, no way they could potentially win this match, because they lack intelligence, they lack, you know, the range. They have to really get up close and personal, which is really putting them at a disadvantage. We'll see where it goes, though. But, yeah, I guess let's talk about the stuff with All Might. I really love the little scene where he walks up to, you know, Izuku, and he's like, I am quietly here. And I'm like, did he just say that I'm quietly here? Like, that's so adorable. That's so cute. And just like, I love All Might. That puts a smile on my face. Even though the chapter is incredibly short, it makes me happy to see All Might. It makes me happy to see he's still keeping with the theme of, I am here! I am here! And he's like, I am quietly here. I love that. He just comes in, he's like, come here, and all that. And he just walks off into a corner and starts talking to Izuku, which is a very important conversation. And it was definitely needed. It definitely shows that, once again, All Might has definitely learned a lot at being a mentor, being like a teacher to Izuku, and raising him to be the next symbol of peace, because he's really looking after him. He's trying to figure out what is going on with Izuku, why One For All activated on its own, and, you know, you have to where All Might's one to ask his master, ask Gran Torino, he's like, hey, you know, I want to know, like, what happened? Did my master ever talk about this? Did something like this ever happen to her? He wants to know about these things, and obviously, since Bakugo was filled in, he went over to talk to All Might and Izuku as well, and he's like, look, guys, this is a big secret, and you walking off in the middle of everybody doesn't know what kind of shady, kind of messed up to do something like that. So obviously Bakugo was just looking out for Izuku. He was concerned in his own way, and even though he was brutal and mean to Izuku in his own way too at the end, he definitely walked over there because he was concerned. He did care, because they are proper rivals now. They're not just being jerks to each other. Bakugo isn't someone that's just being a bully. He does care. So I feel like that was just showing that Bakugo once again has progressed as a person, and he was considering Izuku and seeing if he was okay and nothing was really going on. So the last thing to get into is the inheritor of the previous generations. We have Ida, Tokoyami, and Todoroki inheriting the will of the respective heroes. Ida looks up to his brother, and he's been carrying that name for a while. And he's been trying to prove himself as a hero, and his brother apparently is making a really good recovery. Ida represents his brother, his passion, how good of a man he was. And if you've read, My Hero Academia Vigilante, then you know how good Ida's brother really is, how good of a hero he is. And then you see Hawks. We know how Hawks is. We know how Endeavor is. And they also, Tokoyami and Todoroki represent them. Because while they're on the field or doing whatever, since they're sidekicks and underneath them, if they look bad, they're making their heroes they're attached to look bad. So they have to make sure they shine, because they have to inherit their will to show that they're willing to take their spot and be the next person in line to protect the populace, to be the next number 1, the next number 2, the next number 3. They want to be able to do that. So I like that. It's not just Izuku that's inheriting, the will of All Might, becoming the symbol of peace. You have someone like, Todoroki. He's going to be inheriting Endeavor's will. You have someone like Tokoyami. He's going to be, inheriting Hawks' will. And Ida is going to be, handling his, brother's will and all that. So I like what this chapter tried to do, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next with the story. I just hope that, after the hiatus, everything works out and the chapter will be back to its proper length, or chapters will be back to the proper length. But I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.